Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you don't know me, I'm Sarah. I have two daughters who are 4 and 2 who we are currently home educating, and I thought I'd just do a sitty down chit-chatty video today and tell you why we chose to home educate. There's a few main reasons, but there's lots really. Home ed opens up a lot of doors for us. Maybe a little bit of backstory is that Hazel has always been with me right from birth. She's never been to like nursery or daycare or anything like that. It's suited both of us and our family, and it's worked really well, and I've got to know her really well and her personality, what she's really good at, what she's interested in, and things like that. So when it came to deciding on a school place for Hazel, we initially were talking about mainstream school. I certainly hadn't even entered my head about home education, and we were coming to the point where we needed to fill out her application to apply for mainstream. Going back a little bit, there are a couple of main reasons. One, when we were deciding to fill out the application form and deciding about schools, something just didn't sit right in my gut. I just didn't have a good feeling about it. I don't quite know. You know when some people say listen to your gut? Well, it was one of those moments. I discussed it with my partner, we went back and forth a lot, but I just kept parking that application form and never actually filling it out, and it was getting nearer and nearer to the point where it needed to be done. And it was my other half that said, why don't you look at home education? And at first I was just like, what? I'm not a teacher. And then second I was like, socialisation. And I think they're the two main questions that home ed parents, carers get asked, but that's a whole nother video, I think. But after a lot of research, I decided that actually, you know what, home ed seemed to suit us best. One of the main reasons for that was I feel there's a lot of freedom in home ed. You know, you can choose what subjects that you like to learn, so if the child is interested in something, you can really delve into that. You're not stuck to a set curriculum, so you haven't got to be doing, you know, maths on Wednesday, I know, science on Tuesday, etc., like the mainstream government curriculum is. So that was kind of good as well, because I thought, well, children all learn at different rates, don't they? So if she's ahead in something, then fantastic. If she's a little bit slower, home ed kind of allows for all this. And plus it's a one-to-one tuition or 2-to-1, whatever, if parents are able to. You can sort of personalise that tuition to the child. And because I am Hazel's parent and Rachel's parent, alongside my partner, I think we know them best, and to be able to go, yep, you've said you're interested in numbers, so let's go and look at some numbers and let's try, you know, I don't know, counting door numbers or writing and stuff like that. And we can explore all subjects in maybe a bit of a different way as well. Like we can go on days out, we can do worksheets, we can do learning through play, we can go and learn in different groups. So I just kind of felt, for us and why we chose it, one of the main reasons was, one, the flexibility to start and stop and go at our own pace, and two, the freedom of choice, the fact that you're not told what you've got to learn, that as a child or as a pupil, whoever, you can decide. So even though Hazel is only 4, she does show keen interest in things. So at the moment, she loves numbers, she loves dinosaurs, she wants to learn her riding her bike without stabilizers, and that's what we're currently doing. So things like that are all part of home ed. The next reason for choosing to home educate our girls was, I suppose, to have more family time with them, and to bond with them more. I'm in a really lucky position, and I get to work from home, so I can home educate the girls in the day, and my partner can join in at the weekends as well if we want to, and I work in the evenings. So I feel like I'm in a real good place and a good position to be able to provide them an education they need, but also be able to make a stronger maybe family connection with them and spend more time with them while they're younger and they actually want to spend time with mum and dad. I feel that's kind of important to us. Like I'd love to be able to spend as much time as possible with them before they start growing up and saying, oh, I just want to be with my friends, or I want to go explore on my own, or whatever, when they're a lot older. So this young time, as much as we can, I want to spend time with them, make those memories. So that was another reason for us. Plus, another huge factor while we were filling out the application form, or deciding to fill out the application form for mainstream school, that kind of put us off in a way, was that we were in the middle of a pandemic. We didn't quite know what was going on. Children were being put into bubbles in classes. They were in for a week and then being sent home. So education was a bit messy, shall we say, and we didn't really know at the time if that would carry on, how long it was going to go on for. And in the back of my mind, I kind of thought, well, if she is going to be homeschooled, we might as well just start it from the off. Especially after I'd researched home education and stuff like that, it kind of just made sense to us. And the more I read about home ed, the more I liked, the more I loved, the more I think, yes, this is right for us. So that was another main factor. Freedom, flexibility, family time. Yes, the pandemic did have a bit of an influence on us, if you like, but I think in some ways it was a good influence. I suppose as soon as we said we wanted to home ed, we just kind of were already sort of doing it, so we just carried on and upped it a little bit more with started going to home ed groups and stuff like that. So we're loving it. We're actually in the midst and doing it, even though she technically shouldn't be starting school until September. We're already taking steps to do that. Another major factor as well for us was the fact that home ed allows you to learn a skill, to experience life skills, shall we say, or life experiences, that I just don't think you get in a classroom. That's my opinion. I just do not think that you get life experience in a classroom, and really I feel that's kind of it's vital, really. Like, there's so much that children can learn and they pick up on, like even just walking the dog, how to look after your pet, going to the shops and interacting, and watching me pay and talk to people, and how we converse with people, how we use our manners, how we go about daily chores, how we sort out problems and deal with things during a day, when things don't go quite as planned, that it's okay and that we might need to go in a different direction for that day, and it's all part of life. And I kind of feel, on a personal level, I was slightly let down here in my education system, that I didn't really get maybe true life experiences, or I don't know how to sum it up, but like, no one ever really spoke to me about mortgages. No one really taught me, no one at school anyway taught me how to iron, sew a button on, do the washing. No, that was my parents. Even gardening to a certain extent. I know there are some like gardening clubs that you can go and do after school, but it's not set in the curriculum. It's not set in your curriculum, in the child's curriculum right here, right now, that yes, you have to do gardening club, and you might not want to do it. So I kind of think that gaining life skills and experiences, home ed allows for that, because you are living life in that moment, with your parents, with your carers, with your brothers and sisters, and you're having to deal with situations, not just in your peer group, but with lots of different ages and lots of different people from lots of different places. So I feel like home ed wins on that one. It really does win, because you're just not, in my personal opinion, going to have life experiences in a classroom. I'm sorry, but that's my personal opinion. You're not going to. You're going to sit in a class and you're going to be with your friends that are all of the same age as you, and you're going to have a lesson taught to you. That's the way I see it. So they are our main reasons for home ed. I don't know if I can think of any more off the top of my head. If you've got any questions for me, leave me a little comment below and I'll get back to you. And what have been your reasons for home ed? And if you're a home ed parent or carer, it'd be really interesting to know why other people chose to home educate. Sorry about the dogs, I'm just sitting outside in my garden and the neighbour's dog is barking. Apologies if you can hear that. Hopefully that's explained why we've decided to home educate. And if you'd like to follow us, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.